Welcome to GraphicSchedule, the easiest way to create linear schedules and bar charts right in Excel. In this video, we'll create a simple program schedule that works backwards from a desired completion date. Our example is a major infrastructure project that a public agency has committed to finish in 2035. At GraphicSchedule, we often think through projects in reverse. It's a powerful way to gain a more complete understanding of your project, help your team see the big picture, and plan for success. To get started, create a new sheet and choose the bar chart format. Bar chart sheets include a chart and a data table. Entries in the table appear on the chart as shapes, plotted accurately by time and location. If you want to make room for a graphic, just resize the chart. This program goes out to 2035, so let's extend the timescale to 2036 and change the interval to year. Since we're working backwards, plot the completion milestone first, at the top of the page on row 1. Double-click to pick a color, and watch it appear on the chart. To work backwards, we'll create schedule logic in reverse using simple Excel formulas. Inserting a duration column will help us calculate dates. It's important to note that all durations in this example are using calendar days, not working days. Now let's add a bar shape to insert 12 months of program float. Set finish equal to the milestone date above. Start equals finish minus duration times 30.4, which is the average number of calendar days in a month. To place this bar on row 2, we could either type 2 in the location cell or use a formula. We'll make this gray and put the label on the left. By inserting float in a working backwards schedule, you're helping the entire organization plan to finish the job 1 year ahead of the public deadline. This will pay off later if delays or changes occur. And if the team executes flawlessly from start to finish, you can open a year early and exceed everyone's expectations. You might assume that construction is the last activity before operations, but on many projects, there's a period where the owner takes control of the facility, moves in their equipment, and trains the operations and maintenance crews. This takes time, and we need to account for it in our plan. Prior to turnover, the contractor must achieve substantial completion, so we'll set that finish milestone equal to the start of the turnover activity. This example assumes design build delivery, but you can use this method on design bid build projects too. Now we can schedule the construction phase. Initial estimates show that construction will last 9 years, which equals 108 months. Let's make this orange. Design build teams often split the design into packages so that construction of critical path elements can start as soon as the first design package is ready. The rest of the design packages are finished concurrent with construction off the critical path. This schedule compression is one of the big advantages of design build delivery. Now let's add a milestone to mark the start of the design build contract. Design build typically involves a 2-step procurement process, starting with a request for qualifications, followed by an RFP for qualified teams that made the shortlist. It may also include collaboration sessions and tender designs. For this example, let's plug in 18 months. During this period, the owner may also need to obtain critical permits and agreements with third parties. Right-of-way acquisition is another activity that needs to be accounted for during this time frame. And a preliminary design phase is required to prepare the RFP drawings and specifications that will be included in the design build contract. By working backwards, we've learned that preliminary design needs to start in early 2021. Now, some planning work for this project has already started. So let's add a few activities working forwards from today to see if everything lines up. This tells us we'll need to start preliminary engineering before the Federal Record of Decision to meet our 2035 completion date. Since part of this schedule worked backwards and part worked forwards, let's split this bar chart into 2 sections to make that clear. Block shapes can span any length of time and any number of rows. To shade an entire row, start in 2018, finish in 2036, and use the same row number in both location cells. If you keep your shapes in order in the table, you can simply update the formulas to bump everything down 1 row. Since this schedule only has 19 rows, let's adjust the axis range to get rid of that extra row. Let's also increase our label size. By selecting multiple lines in the table, you can quickly format multiple shapes. You can also type milestone dates and durations into your activity names to provide the reader with more information. But if you do this, don't forget to update your labels when things change. Then update the header, and you're ready to print and share with your team. This is just a conceptual schedule, but we can already see that half of this timeline is consumed by non-construction tasks. If there is a desire to open sooner, work with your team to optimize each of these durations or perform more tasks concurrently. We hope you find this working backwards process helpful, no matter what kind of project or program you're working on. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more tips on how to use GraphicSchedule. See you next time.